On a routine Friday afternoon in Quarry Bay, the clang of construction was suddenly interrupted by a jarring thud. What began as just another day of progress and noise quickly shifted into something far more ominous, as the ground itself seemed to resist the march of development. An excavator operator, expecting only rock and soil, uncovered something large and metallic, a rusted, cylindrical object. The machine's bucket scraped against it, sending vibrations up through the steel, and the operator paused, uncertain. The object was unlike anything he'd encountered before, its surface pitted and scarred by decades underground. As the dirt fell away, workers realized with growing dread that it was a bomb, nearly 1.5 meters long. The realization spread quickly among the crew, their faces shifting from confusion to alarm as the true nature of the find became clear. The site fell silent as the foreman quickly evacuated his team and called emergency services. The usual shouts and machinery noises faded, replaced by tense whispers and hurried footsteps as everyone moved to safety. The object was unmistakably a World War II-era American-made bomb, its corroded shell a chilling reminder of Hong Kong's violent past. Decades of rust had not erased the threat it posed, nor the history it carried within its battered casing. The construction crew, who began their day building the future, now faced a deadly relic from history. Their tools and plans were rendered useless in the face of this silent menace, a weapon left behind by a conflict most had only read about in textbooks. The discovery was more than an inconvenience. It was a crisis that brought the city's relentless pace to a sudden halt. Traffic slowed, pedestrians gathered at a distance, and the ever-present hum of progress was replaced by anxious anticipation. For a moment, all progress stopped, and the world narrowed to the terrifying potential of the artifact unearthed after 80 years. The bomb's presence was a stark reminder that the past can resurface at any time, demanding to be reckoned with. The bomb, dormant but deadly, was a stark link between the city's present and a war most only knew from stories. Its discovery forced everyone to confront the reality that history is never truly buried, and that the scars of conflict can linger beneath even the most modern landscapes. The workers could only wait, staring at the silent giant as the city's hum continued around them. Each minute stretched on, heavy with uncertainty, as they wondered what would happen next and who would take responsibility for this dangerous legacy. The past had erupted into the present, demanding immediate attention. In that moment, the city was reminded that beneath its foundations, history still sleeps, sometimes waiting to be unearthed in the most unexpected ways. The emergency call triggered a rapid, coordinated response, sending shockwaves through the city's emergency services. Within minutes, sirens pierced the evening air as police, ambulances, and fire trucks converged on the construction site, their lights reflecting off the glass towers of Hong Kong's skyline. Police arrived first, moving swiftly to secure the area with yellow tape and keep civilians at bay. Their presence was both reassuring and urgent, as they worked to establish a safe perimeter and direct the growing crowd of onlookers away from danger. Soon, the Explosive Ordnance Disposal Bureau, Hong Kong's elite bomb squad, arrived bringing calm authority and specialized equipment. Their reputation for handling the city's most dangerous threats preceded them, and their methodical approach inspired confidence among the emergency teams already on site. Senior Superintendent Andy Chan confirmed the bomb's identity and warned of its extreme volatility. He addressed the press and the public, urging everyone to remain calm and follow instructions as the situation unfolded. The risks were grave. 500 pounds of live explosives, unstable after decades underground. The bomb's age and condition made it unpredictable, and even the smallest mistake could have catastrophic consequences for the surrounding neighborhoods. The only option was to defuse it on site, a dangerous, complex operation requiring absolute precision. The EOD team began their careful preparations, knowing that every step had to be executed flawlessly. Police began planning a massive evacuation, while the EOD team strategized their approach. Coordination between agencies was crucial, as they mapped out safe zones and evacuation routes for thousands of residents and workers nearby. The city was on high alert, its safety now in the hands of a few experts. Anxious citizens gathered behind police barriers, watching as the drama unfolded, their fate resting on the skill and courage of the bomb squad. Every decision in these tense hours aimed at one goal: protecting the millions who call Hong Kong home. Families waited in designated safe areas, hoping for good news as the operation stretched into the night. The clock was ticking, and the Guardians prepared for a long, perilous night. As floodlights illuminated the site, the team steeled themselves for the challenge ahead, determined to keep the city safe no matter the cost. As night fell, police began the urgent evacuation of Quarry Bay. Officers went door to door, instructing thousands to leave their homes immediately. The evacuation zone spanned several city blocks, affecting nearly 6,000 residents. Families scrambled to gather essentials, leaving behind pets and possessions in a scene of organized chaos. Temporary shelters sprang up in schools and community centers, staffed by volunteers offering comfort and supplies. The emotional toll was heavy. Parents tried to reassure children, while elderly residents leaned on neighbors for support. The sight of entire families streaming into the night underscored the bomb's threat. In designated safe zones, evacuees waited anxiously, watching their darkened homes from afar. The community's routine was upended, replaced by uncertainty and hope for a safe return. All they could do was wait for news that the danger had passed. With Quarry Bay emptied, an eerie silence replaced the district's usual energy. The city's pulse faded. Apartment towers stood dark and lifeless, a ghostly reminder of the invisible threat. In crowded shelters, sleep was elusive as families huddled together, anxiously refreshing their phones for updates. Strangers became neighbors, united by shared vulnerability and hope. The night's tension was heightened by a typhoon warning. Rain and wind battered the city, complicating the bomb squad's task. The storm outside mirrored the turmoil within, stretching nerves to the breaking point. News reports trickled in, but uncertainty lingered. Would the bomb be defused, or would disaster strike? Police offered reassurances, but every minute felt endless. The night tested the community's patience and resilience. All waited, hoping for a safe resolution and a chance to return home. Under the harsh glare of floodlights and relentless driving rain, the explosive ordnance disposal team assembled for their high-stakes mission at 2 a.m. The world around them was dark and drenched, but their focus was razor-sharp, every movement purposeful as they prepared for what lay ahead. Led by Senior Superintendent Chan, a veteran with nerves of steel, the bomb squad advanced toward the massive relic. Each step was measured, every instruction from Chan clear and calm, as the team moved with utmost caution through the rain-soaked site. The bomb's corroded fuse and unstable TNT made every second fraught with danger. Even the slightest jolt could trigger disaster, so moving the device was out of the question. The team knew they were working against both time and the elements. Their only option was to carefully cut into the thick, rusted casing and neutralize the volatile explosives right where they lay. Specialized tools were readied and every action was double-checked for safety. The typhoon's howling winds and sheets of rain complicated everything, forcing the team to erect makeshift shelters on the spot. Working in shifts, they donned heavy protective suits, sweat and rain mingling beneath the layers, as they braced themselves against the storm. Every action was deliberate, every sound, whether a tool's click or a distant thunderclap, magnified by the tension in the air. The silence among the team spoke volumes about the gravity of their task. The most critical phase was about to begin, a controlled burn, using carefully prepared chemicals to safely consume the explosives without causing detonation. This was a moment that demanded absolute precision and nerves of steel. Hours slipped by as the team worked with surgical precision, their concentration unbroken by fatigue, hunger, or the relentless weather. Each member relied on the others, trusting in their training and each other's steady hands. The fate of Quarry Bay and the safety of thousands of residents rested entirely on their expertise and composure. The city's future was in their hands. This operation was more than a technical challenge. It was a true test of skill, courage, and the ability to remain calm under unimaginable pressure. As the final steps began, the city held its breath, united in hope and silent anticipation, waiting for the outcome of this delicate dance with danger. The bomb's discovery was no anomaly. Hong Kong soil still hides many relics of World War II. In 1941, the city fell to Japanese forces after a brief, brutal battle, becoming a key military hub. American bombers targeted Hong Kong's infrastructure, dropping thousands of bombs to disrupt Japanese operations. Many failed to explode, burying themselves deep in the ground. As the city rebuilt, these duds became hidden time capsules, waiting to be unearthed by future generations. The ANM-65 bomb in Quarry Bay was one such relic, a silent witness to the city's wartime ordeal. Each discovery forces Hong Kong to confront its violent past, even as it builds for the future. The past, it seems, is never truly buried. Hong Kong's wartime history explains the legacy of unexploded bombs. Before the war, Britain fortified the city, but defenses crumbled under Japan's 1941 invasion. The occupation brought fear, famine, and oppression. The population plummeted as many fled or were deported. Allied bombing raids meant to weaken the occupiers also brought terror and destruction to civilians. Neighborhoods like Quarry Bay suffered repeated attacks, leaving behind both scars and unexploded ordnance. The bomb found in 2025 is part of a pattern. Similar discoveries have triggered evacuations and emergency responses before. These incidents are living reminders that history is not confined to museums. The city's past can still disrupt its present in dramatic ways. Each bomb unearthed is a tangible link to a time when all of Hong Kong was under siege. After nearly 10 hours of painstaking work, the EOD team prepared for the final act. At 11:48 a.m., they initiated the controlled burn. No explosion, just a contained release of energy. Relief swept through the command center as the bomb was declared safe. News spread quickly. In shelters, cheers and applause broke out. The ordeal was over. No casualties, no damage, just gratitude for the bomb squad's skill and bravery. Authorities gave the all-clear, and buses began returning residents to their homes. The journey back was filled with relief and exhaustion. As people re-entered Quarry Bay, life slowly resumed its familiar rhythm. The crisis had passed, but its impact lingered. The city had faced its past and emerged intact. The sleeping giant was finally at rest. Peace, for now, had returned. The safe return of thousands marked the end of the Quarry Bay bomb crisis. The event left a deep impression. History had become real, not just a lesson in books. Conversations across Hong Kong turned to the city's wartime past and the dangers still hidden below. The incident showcased the city's resilience and the professionalism of its emergency teams. Neighbors helped neighbors, and the community's solidarity shone through. The bomb's discovery was a reminder. The past cannot be entirely paved over. Hong Kong's foundations are built on layers of history, sacrifice, and survival. As life resumed, the city moved forward, more aware, more united, and more appreciative of peace.